Okay.
This is it, recording?
I think that's the way we're going to do it because otherwise it gets into some weird.
Dallas, is this me or is this AI? What country are you living in? What do you think of the newest things happening in America?
So that's about as creepy as it gets right there.
Yeah.
There we go.
What are we recording when we're screen sharing, though?
I don't know, I'm just trying to. All right.
Like, how does it look when we're recording? When that? Okay.
I don't know. I don't expect you're going to use the video, are you?
I think so. That's the idea.
That wasn't a very good intro. You didn't say anything.
Oh, well, my name's Dallas Taylor, and this is Jeff
Um,
Greenwald.
yeah. And we're two PKs.
We are two PKs, two preacher kids, coming at you
Oh, is that
live.
what PK stands for?
Yeah, preacher's kid.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah,
Thanks for clearing that up.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
When was the
so,
first time you heard that?
oh, geez. Um, when I was growing up, everyone would just say that preacher's kids are the worst.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah,
was
you'd get,
there a time you were aware? Like you became aware of that?
um, well, first my dad had to become a preacher. Like he wasn't always a preacher. And
Oh.
so that was like, I don't know, maybe around 5 or 6 years old, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little bit later that he actually became a preacher. And
And
so,
what caused this transformation? Did you get some struck by lightning or some holy?
no, got asked by one of the preacher of the church that we went to become uh, a minister there for the church.
Did
That
did he have to go to school?
And he was assistant pastor there for a while, actually.
Yeah. But did he
hmm
have a divinity degree? He did the
No,
whole.
later on he got one. Like went to this Beulah Heights Bible College.
Ah.
And so later on there was one, but not necessarily, leading up to that. Like we went to
sh-
Mexico when I was 5 years old on a mission trip. Um,
Wow.
that was kind of the first um, thing into that, I believe. Where he was assistant pastor there in Griffin, Georgia, and then
Mm-hmm.
that trip to Mexico was kind of what would have been a little bit more, you know, outside of.
So he was saving the heathen Catholics in Mexico?
No, it was more that there were people down there that were um, kind of trying to build churches and build the organization down there and
But what
kind of
what like
inviting the people, inviting.
what church?
It was the Congregational Holiness Church, is what it's
Oh
called.
wow.
Yeah.
Maybe you could close this now and we go back to her so I can see your face. Cool.
Mhm.
Let me say that. The Congregational Holy Church?
Congregational Holiness. Pen
Holiness.
Yeah, Pentecostal.
A
Um,
Pentecostal.
hmm
I just assumed you were Southern Baptist for some reason. I'm sorry. I feel.
No, when I was younger, before we started going to this other church with Sunnyside, Georgia, and
Yeah.
before we went to that, we were at a Fellowship Baptist, and so like some of my first memories are with the more Southern Baptist, but that wasn't. It was like there was a big kind of I don't know, like there was like a big exodus in some way at some point where people were splitting off and going in different directions, and my parents went in that direction to
And what direction is that? What is the Pentecostal Congregational Holiness about?
I mean, there's not a lot of clarity of the differences other outside of organizational differences, if that makes sense, because it's like at its core, it's all kind of um, Southern ethnic Christian, like
Southern
you're kind of,
ethnic Christian.
yeah, you're kind of like because you're in this world around you where whether they're black or white or Baptist or Catholic or whatever type of Christianity denomination they are, it's all
Yeah.
still Christian, right? So it's like you're in this very large uh, diaspora, so to speak, and you're just in that denomination, much like
But
the
did it
Episcopal or the what would another Methodist would be what's more popular now. But I guess like what would maybe distinguish it would be that they spoke in tongues, and which is
that's
kind of
there you
happening
go.
now with the at the White House, from what I understand. Um,
So did you ever speak in tongues?
no, no, I never did that.
Your father must have though, right?
Um, I guess I'm not really like I guess there would have been some of that, but I don't know. I don't know about that necessarily, as far as a personal experience of that sort of thing
Didn't you go to church every
coming over
Sunday and he
someone,
was
but
what?
I saw it a lot. And I saw it from older people, and sometimes I would see it when I was younger, you'd see it like in this way where everyone would just be praying, and then all of a sudden one lady would just start doing it, in the back of the church or somewhere, randomly, and then you might get like an interpretation from someone else, where
What
they
she meant by her
of what
this
that was
outburst.
saying. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, but it's like, and so like sometimes it always felt more authentic, I get, when I was younger, but then when you get older, you could see where like some of those people were not as much in having the same experience as those older people were, if that makes sense, where it's like there was
No,
something that
no.
was different with the older people than where now you go and you can go online and see any YouTube videos where um, it seems like people are faking it. People like what like where you would hear it and people would not. Um, it would seem very like they were definitely trying to fake it, and like make it happen, if that makes sense. Um,
Forcing it, kind of.
Forcing it and just saying what, like uttering, the sounds that it sounds like, you know, you can make it sound like that.
So is there some way that a person can tell when a person's really speaking in tongues or faking it? Does the church have some way to divine it out? Like,
That I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think like it's like anything else where like that became a big part of what we were doing as kids, where, you go to church all the time, it can be quite boring, but then when you see other people and they are not as authentic as others, you that kind of becomes a game that you play. I don't
so
know if
you
that's the
learn
same with you, but that
what you
was
learn
always
like at
the
a young age, like there's phonies, the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
fakers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And um you're reading people.
The meeting is no, it's because we started the meeting even
Right.
without recording. The whole meeting can be 40 minutes.
Oh, I see.
So we got 9 minutes left in the meeting.
I
Okay,
see.
so since this is our first one of these, and I just want
Yeah.
to, we mentioned that we're both in Riga. You were born in.
I was born in
You
Griffin,
come
Georgia.
from Griffin, Georgia.
Griffin, Georgia.
And now you can ask me.
And where are you from, my friend?
Uh, Wahoo, Nebraska is where I was born. Grew up in Utan, Nebraska.
Wahoo.
Yeah, Wahoo,
A genuine Wahoo.
the county seat of Saunders
Wow.
County, Nebraska. Yeah, population about 5,000 people at the hospital
Oh,
where I was
wow.
born. So since we're both here, a lot of people ask me this, and I thought I'd ask you and just we share this because I think this is kind of interesting. So what changes have you been through like in your life since you've come here? And I'll give you a real simple example. This is kind of gross, but like back in the States, when I wore a shirt, I threw the shirt in laundry, I washed the shirt, and now I kind of just don't do that because I don't sweat here and I don't feel dirty, and I just kind of wear the same shirt several days in a row because I think that's what Latvians do. I learned that watching my people that I'm around and with,
Mhm.
and I just kind of use things less. I'm much less of a what's the word, consumer, kind of just the bare bones, kind of minimalizing everything and reusing,
Mhm.
making broths from scratch, jars and keeping jars and things in jars, and just kind of like this whole back to earth kind of basics thing. So I was wondering if you had an example of something,
Well, I've kind of gone the other,
habits or
I think I've gone the other direction.
yeah,
So I live a little bit more like thinking about like things in with space travel, but not necessarily space travel, but just that if food would survive in packs that you could send to space, they'd be okay to buy in bulk and keep in your house and eat from that, right? So it's
so
stuff like
that's
that.
kind of a survivalist
A little bit of
mentality.
100%, right? So like
Yeah.
it's for me it is 100% because I am um kind of just very much programmed to do that because I'm always expecting something to fall apart, and
Well,
so
that brings me to the, like, people say, why did you move here? Why did you come here? And I had a lot of reasons, a lot of things I was thinking about, but one of them, maybe third or fourth on the list, was that I really felt this impending shit's gonna hit the fan soon.
hmm
And if shit falls in the US, it's gonna fall hard and it's gonna be this like a big tall tower crashing to the ground. But
hmm
if the shit hits the fan here, it's not gonna fall as far. It's like
hmm
people here still know how to survive and make food and live off the land and get by with what they have, and there's a lot fewer people and there's a lot less,
hmm
fewer
Well,
guns.
yeah, and it's like a trajectory thing where um, it was after the fall of the Soviet Union, you had the rebuilding, and it was click, click,
Yeah,
click, 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 like little
yeah,
slow, gradual steps and things that would be able to be resilient within that.
yeah,
And so like that's what we're seeing with America now, I believe, is that it's experiencing that collapse slowly or not so slowly at this point, accelerated. Um, but then, like, so here we're still on that click, 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 click on that step up. And
yeah.
you could, like, if we visited a couple of times, and you could see the US better from the outside, like
Oh yeah,
in a very unusual way where it's a little bit scary,
yeah.
um, as far as like when you think about it as far as a national security perspective, you're like, wow, like your enemies can see you better because they're watching
They're
your activity almost like an anthill from the
yeah,
outside.
from the outside. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
so it's like, and like, or like you can see different things without being affected by it totally,
Exactly. Yeah, the
and read it,
patterns.
and yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
you can see where there could definitely be some problems caused, in that where you would want to know that there was some good people observing and protecting that whole dynamic
Do you
before it.
think there's good people protecting the dynamic?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I do think so. I think that there's people I know from the different churches and stuff. So like even the people that I just showed you, a lot of that would have a pipeline straight into the army, which is a very something that we could talk about because it's something that will mess with you as an individual because yeah, up to the point of being 18, they try to keep it separated. Now there's probably some laws that'll change and they'll be a little more open and forward with it. But
Keep what separated?
the honesty around the fact that they're ready to recruit you into the military straight out of their Royal Rangers program for young boys and stuff, you
Oh,
know?
that the church thing you showed me. I was
Yeah,
going to ask about
yeah,
the Royal Rangers. So this is
yeah.
like a ROTC church program pushing
Well,
people from
sort of,
the
what it is like Boy Scouts. So it's like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so that Boy Scouts was more secular, was
yeah.
and then this was an alternative to that, but something that would um, sort of
Were you a Royal Ranger, Dallas?
absolutely, yeah, yeah,
You were a Royal Ranger?
yeah, yeah. I mean, how do you think I live
Did you
every
have
day?
levels? Did you have levels
We
like
had some levels,
badges and like
like
Boy Scouts?
pioneers,
Yeah.
yeah. Buckaroos was the first one. This is the Buckaroos. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, yeah, that was the younger ones.
Wow.
Yeah, and then, but like it's an
What?
honesty factor of like if you were straightforward with me and told me us what was going on, we'd be all gung ho about it, or like not necessarily we. I'm saying me, it was me and my friends. But like it got to a point where everyone was saying no, 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 this is not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing, and then you get a phone call saying that's exactly what we're doing.
What were they doing?
Come on board.
Oh, the
Um,
military thing.
recruiting from within.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, it's like if they're good people, if they're, you've known them since birth, there's not a more secure situation, and that's way more secure than just being able to say like where you go into now there's going to be problems that come from all of this stuff now where if you can say Jesus and you get in the door and that's the only password you need, there's a problem, like right? Like you have like so like there's a lot of scoundrels that get through the door in that way
Oh,
because
some big
that's all
scoundrels.
because yeah, that's all you got to
All
see.
right, we got 1 minute left, so I wanted to
Yeah,
ask you since
one more.
you showed me that site. I was thinking about this anyway. So being a part of the church and growing up with the church, we both had the strong background or the strong upbringing of morality and ethics, and I've been thinking about that a lot lately. So I was wondering, do you think that there is some mandate for mankind that we could all agree on a goal that we're headed toward? I know that's too big a question to answer in a minute, but
Mm.
what do you think? Like if you said like this is our goal as as a species, like what are we headed for?
Well,
We'll pick
right
it up from there
now,
later. Yeah.
yeah, right now, I think that we're in a in a situation where it's pretty horrific because everyone is kind of gonna sitting back watching other people lose their life, whether it's from war or whether it's from drugs, and zombies walking around and stuff like that. There's a big stripping of humanity at the same time as we're having this AI revolution that's kind of like trying to use the whole earth as a giant computer, that
You're not filling with good feelings, brother.
well,
I'm looking for
I'm
something positive here.
oh,
Go out on a high
oh,
note.
yeah.